The dark woods where shadows creep, stories rise as the campfire reaps. Jonathan's voice a haunting thrill, with every tale he bends on will. Echoes whisper, the night draws near. By the firelight of fears collide, the Carolina storyteller our guide. Through the spooky, the feathering fight, fables of darkness igniting the night of the night.
Hello, folks, and welcome to yet another episode of Not Just Paranormal, the show where technically it's just not just paranormal, but it's not really normal either. I'm your host, Jonathan Miller, the Carolina Storyteller. Many of you know me as Jonathan Phoenix. And today we've kind of got a limited crew. Amanda Marie was supposed to be here today. Unfortunately, she's had a scheduling conflict and had to cancel on us. She's rescheduling with us sometime soon, so we should get her here soon. But we do still have. Um, We've got the ever, ever present, always willing to show up and lend a hand. We've got Mr. E.C. Hart here. Eli, how you doing?
Doing all right. How about you, man?
Oh, it is just another great day in the neighborhood. Um,
Uh,
Great to have you here with us.
just real quick. I was just looking at your background. Are those Wolverine claws on your wall?
Those are, in fact, Wolverine claws on my wall.
Have you
For
seen mine?
Christmas, I have. I have. For Christmas, my kids got me a set of Wolverine claws. So now I have Wolverine.
Hang on.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice.
And of course, I got the dog tag hung right next to them. So, yeah, they hang right here as part of the old studio that I'm still building my new studio. So, I'm in the old space right now, still working out of it. Um,
Okay.
we were going to have Josh from the Josh and Paulie show up. Josh always runs fashionably late, so I'm just assuming that he's going to pop in here whenever he gets the chance. But it's time to go live. So let's kick off the show. We got to talk about, and I hate doing this. Um, the elephant in the room. The 47th president of the United States was inaugurated on Monday.
Right.
It was also Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but a lot of people seem to forget that, including the 47th president of the United States when he was inaugurated and didn't seem to care because he was
Naturally.
busy taking away several liberties every which way that he can. A lot of people know that I'm a centrist, and most importantly, I'm a constitutionalist. And I believe that if it's been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution, then there is no question about it. The Declaration of the Independence said it best. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Um, and a lot of people aren't really getting that liberty. Their lives are being put in jeopardy and they're not being allowed to pursue happiness. So basically, they're not being given the rights that they are endowed to by their creator. Um, and understand that the people that wrote this, for everybody that goes, well, this is a Christian nation, blah, 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 blah. The people that wrote this were Christians, the majority of them. They might not have all been the same denomination. And granted, a few of them were not. A few of them did not believe in God at all. But they all believed that there was some kind of creator. And they believed that that creator granted certain rights. And they believed that those rights were derived to everybody. Now, granted, there was a period of time where the definition of men was limited to white land owning man,
Right.
but we have corrected that problem. And correcting that problem has been a big deal. We have gone through and we have changed that to be that men is more akin to human beings. All humans are created equal. They're created equal by their creator. Now, it doesn't matter if it's Allah, doesn't matter if it's Odin, doesn't matter if it's Zeus, doesn't matter if it's God, doesn't matter if it's Anubis, it doesn't matter what you believe your God is. The God that created whoever is on this planet created them with certain unalienable rights. These are rights that cannot be bent or broken. Um, and that is the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is the foundation that this nation is founded on. And that is what's being denied to a lot of people now.
Yeah. It was wild to me that one of the very first things that he did was rescind an executive order from what 1965, I believe it was, the equal employment opportunity, or I'm probably saying it wrong, but the thing is that they have politicized it and made that about race when it's like, no, it's about the dude in a wheelchair who's a fucking greeter at Walmart. It's a um the autistic or Down syndrome kid still getting a job at Wendy's or whatever, like, and not even just Wendy's. I threw that out there. That was probably a bad example, but no, it protects them too. It's not just about people of a darker hue. So the fact that just took that out and everybody was cool with it, well, not everybody, but I'm like, I'm sorry, what? um
Well, see, now here's the thing, and this is where I'm going to get at you, is that I'm kind of glad he did it, and I'm going to tell you why. Because not only did he take those protections from all of those people who needed those protections, he took those protections from himself, from his children, from his supporters. And there are companies that, believe it or not, are getting ready to do mass layoffs. They've actually, it's already in the whispers that
yeah,
if you got that red hat, you ain't gonna have a job very soon. That red hat is about to cost you everything because old Donnie said that we can discriminate now.
that's a fair point, but I do think I so that would be some of the karma coming back and biting him in the ass, which I am 100% on board with that. But I do think it'll probably cause more harm than good.
Oh, it's going to cause more harm than good. It really is. But, I'm from the school of I stand out there and I say, I wish you would. I walk around all day long. When something's going on, you'll hear me. Oh, I wish. Because you understand that if you do, and Eminem said this first, if you cross the line with me, then I have permission to cross the line with you. If you fuck around, I can deliver your find out. And
I
this
love
is
the
the
way
fuck around moment.
I love the way Cedric the Entertainer said it in Kings of Comedy. He's like, we don't hope, we wish. We wish a motherfucker would. So yeah, I'm on board with that.
Like, yes, it's
Uh,
like go right ahead. Go right ahead. Fuck around so that you can find out. And understand, and I want to make this clear. If you're watching right now and you're like, I can't believe he's saying these things. I don't give a fuck. If you didn't think this was me beforehand, this is me, and this is where I stand. And if you don't like me afterwards, go on. As Eminem said in 2016, I'm drawing the line in the sand right now.
yep.
If you like me, if you believe in what I stand with and you want to stand with me, I'm on this side, he's on that side. His supporters are on that side. And we are not going to
And
see eye to eye as long as he sees a human life as less valuable than another human life.
yeah.
They're both equal.
Well,
And that doesn't matter what God you pray to.
and of course, there's a lot of people who are, oh, it's now going to merit based, which sounds good on paper. However, the merit based argument just died with Peter Hegseth. Because if you're going to be the Secretary of Defense, you should have at least outranked Benson Winifred Payne. Major Payne.
Yeah.
At least get higher than him.
I mean, honestly, you can't sit there and put people who don't deserve. You can't sit there and say, "Well, we're going to do it this way now," and then not do it that way.
Right.
You're a hypocrite.
And
And uh, Mango Mussolini, Tangerine Tyrant, whatever you want to call him, he has an opportunity. He has an opportunity very few people ever get. No, no. I think one other president has ever had this chance. He lost an election. He came back and he won his second term. He has the opportunity to take the next 4 years and actually do something important. He can actually make a difference, or he can continue to be a fucktard.
which it looks like he's chosen the latter. Which
And you know, I don't
we told
care.
you.
He's a waste of space. Unless he goes and makes a memorable and positive change, he is going to be a waste of space in the footnotes of history, because whatever he screws up, some guy is going to come along at some point in time later and fix. So basically, the only thing that he is going to do is cause a whole bunch of problems for the here and now.
So one thing I have been saying this for like 2 years now. I started saying this back when it was Biden in the race, not Kamala. But I don't think either of them, when I say either, I'm including Biden in that statement because that's who he was at the time. I don't think either of them have 4 years left in the tank. Especially when you take into account the stress of the job. And the reason we don't see the stress of the job on him is because I don't think he's seen his natural hue since 1995. But
I think it was actually 92 when he started the spray tanning. 92. Home Alone 2. When Home Alone 2 came out, he had spray tan going. And honestly, Donnie, if you're listening, because I know you listen to everybody that talks crap about you, Home Alone 2 was your peak. All right. That was your peak. I like
and
you then. You were all right then. That's where that's the attitude, that's the person that's who you should be. You have become a horrible human being, a horrible person, and quite frankly, you're running this country into the ground. And you've only had it a week.
and not what was I about to say? So, and on top of that, look, I realize I'm not a picture of health here. I understand that. I'm a bigger guy. However, I'm not 80 fucking years old and eating at McDonald's every single day. That man has a Widowmaker chilling right here. And he's just waiting on his day.
It's just I didn't, and I'm gonna tell you, you guys, you know me. I don't like getting into politics. I don't. But this isn't politics. This is patriotism. Because it is my belief 100% that this isn't a Republican or a Democratic issue. This is an American versus a whatever the hell he is issue.
I believe it.
Because he's not representing America.
I believe it was FDR who said that if it wasn't FDR, maybe it was Teddy Roosevelt, but saying that patriotism is loyalty to country, not to a person or an office. Just because he's the president does not mean that he deserves shit from you as a civilian. No, you are loyal to your country, but that doesn't mean the guy in the office is the guy.
And
That's actually what we were
furthermore,
getting away from.
Furthermore, let me state something that I love to hear when I'm watching On Patrol Live or anything else. I love hearing it on these cop shows. You hear it all the time in the cop videos. You hear this all the time. Yeah, there he is. Josh is going to get on in this conversation. We're going to have some fun now.
Fashionably
welcome to the
late.
party, Josh.
Sorry, I
Fashionably
apologize.
late as always.
I was traveling.
So we're doing Elephant in the Room. I hate doing it, but the big thing is that uh, Papa Daddy Mango Mussolini is in office, and he's already trying to turn the country into 1938 Germany. Um, so that's the big thing. And I was just about to say something. Let me get your take on it. All right. Everybody who says that you need to respect the president and everything like that, you go up to law enforcement officers all the time and you say this: he works for me.
Yeah.
My tax dollars pay his salary. My tax dollars pay for him to do his job. So I have every right to complain because he is technically my bitch.
I think that leads to one of the flaws in democracy is that the majority might vote for a thing, but the majority
Mhm.
might not have the best interests of the progress of society in mind. And
That is true.
I also want to say Trump did pardon Ross Ulbricht, which I thought was pretty cool. Um, but
Who's who's Ross Ulbricht? Now
I'm
I'm not
looking it up
familiar
right
with who
now.
he is.
Ross Ulbricht was the founder of the original darknet market, the Silk Road. And they gave him 2 life sentences plus 40 years. He served 11 years, and Trump pardoned him his second day back in office.
Well, I
So
mean, he was pardoning so many people that it's hard to keep track of all of them. But that is like, here's the thing: is that I'm not saying that he can't do something good.
Oh, I mean,
As a matter
broken.
of fact, he has the power, he has the ability, the gift of gab. He can
Oh, yeah.
sell an idea to anybody. So he has the power and the ability to sell positive change for this country. But
so
he's so
Josh,
busy going down a negative road.
I have a question for you, Josh, because I didn't know about this. Did he give a rationale why he pardoned him?
He had considered pardoning him before the end of his first term, but hadn't. And then he was at a convention, a libertarian convention, trying to win over the libertarians. And I guess at that particular convention, he had been getting booed pretty heavily by the people until he mentioned that if he got voted into office, he would pardon Ross Ulbricht day one, which he didn't do. He did it day two, but whatever, it's a day. But so he just wanted to uphold that since he threw that out there just all willy-nilly at that libertarian press conference. And so that's
So what was it? Just
actually
was
happened.
it like in the interest? Because you said the dark web. So was this like did he like leak government secrets or something? Like I don't know what he did.
It was he created a drug market, and so his site was a vendor site, and he could get vendors on the site, and the vendors paid a percentage of every transaction to him. So his site was, say, it's like I don't know, like the PayPal of the dark web.
Okay, he did a Dallas Buyers Club. Okay,
Yeah. So
okay.
he never
You know,
actually sold
he
any
saw a
drugs.
movie and made it happen. Believe it or
Right.
not, that's my plan for Gundam. I'm gonna build one of these days. I swear to you. Um.
Would be cool.
So Josh, we've had our chance to spit our piece. Honestly, what do you think? He's ended DEI, or he's trying to end DEI. There's things about it. He's wanting to get rid of an amendment to the Constitution. He's getting rid of the EEOC. What do you think, man? You think he's taking it down the wrong? Do you think he's taking it down a dark road? Do you have any
I
different opinion?
I think the Constitution thing isn't going to stick. You're talking about the birthright citizenship thing.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
one of the bigger ones.
I don't think there's any way that sticks because it's in the Constitution. I mean, they're gonna have a Supreme Court overrule that, fairly soon.
One judge, I believe, has already slapped it down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there was a federal judge in Seattle, Washington. Literally, his statement was, and I quote: "In my 40 years on the bench, I have never seen anything that was so blatantly obvious."
yeah, that was. I mean, it's obvious right when you hear it. Birthright citizenship is in the Constitution. You can't just go willy nilly going
So,
against the Constitution, even if it's an executive order.
yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you about that. what I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and what I said about it was he's doing one of two things because it's not going to hold up in court. He's either a moron who doesn't understand the Constitution, or he's grandstanding. Because
There's no way that even if he's a moron himself, there's no way that none of the people around him know that. Somebody
we know
would
he
have.
doesn't listen to anyone.
But no, there's got to be. They've all got handlers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, this is the question that I have. Do you think that it is? And this is an honest question because before he ran for president, granted, I didn't like him beforehand. I wasn't a huge fan. I was never a huge fan of Donald Trump. I didn't like The Apprentice. I wasn't into the whole Trump casino. I'm just never a fan of him. Like a lot of people like idolized, oh, I want to be like Donald Trump. And I'm like, why? Well, he's banging a supermodel. And I'm like, that's nice. She's a
Yeah.
fucking model.
I
That's
honestly
nice.
didn't really know who the dude was that much before he went into running for president. I think saw clips of him like doing WWE stuff a few times, but I really didn't really know who the dude was. I'd heard his name many times, but I didn't know who the
I
dude was.
completely forgot about the WWE thing.
Yeah, so
Take it back. Donnie, that was your peak. WWE. That was your peak.
this guy knows how to
Honestly,
get a crowd riled up. It is the gift of the gab. He WWE, reality TV. These are the type of avenues you would have wanted to come up in if you wanted to be the type of person to get in there and get the crowd riled up. And so he is particularly gifted at that.
yes, he is.
Yeah,
In fact, there was actually it's something it's a unique personality to it's not seen very often. Uh 4 presidents have had it. A couple of dictators have had it. One of them being Adolf Hitler. But the most recent president to have the same personality type as Donald Trump, where they can do this kind of just talk to people like that and get them riled up, was Slick Willie. Good old Slick Willie, Bill Clinton.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and to his, if you look at the two of them, there are a lot of similarities between Clinton and Trump. There are a lot of similarities. There really are. You strip it all down, they are pretty much the same people. The difference being is that Bill Clinton was more interested in making the country better than making himself look good. Bill Clinton believed that if he were to make the country that much better, then he would look good by proxy. And that was Bill Clinton's entire goal, was
Which
to
should
look
be.
good by proxy, by improving the country. And in his defense, Bill Clinton did leave us with no national deficit.
yeah. Which
He
was
balanced the budget before he left office in 2000.
yeah,
So Slick Willie was able to get it done. Now Slick Willie also got his Willie slick, and Slick Willie did a lot of things that were kind of stupid.
yeah,
And understand, in my opinion, I think John McCain would have done a better job than Barack Obama. I'm not going to lie. I was a fan of the Maverick. I also think that had 9/11 not happened, George W. Bush might have been one of the best presidents we ever had. So understand, I look at things from a very different perspective than most people who are hardline Democrat or hardline Republican because I pay attention to the facts.
yeah.
This little
I
thing
didn't
called
like
facts.
W very much. I thought W was very much just doing whatever his dad wanted. And he just seemed like he wasn't in the position to win it. You know who else came from a kind of acting background that did very well was Reagan.
Yeah.
Reagan won his second term. His second term election, he won 49 states.
He
Well,
also got shot right
wait,
before that
but
Yeah, that's true. That
no,
kind of
he got
helped.
shot like a year or two before that. he got shot after he won his first election, and like barely flinched it off. He was more worried about the guy that saved his life. Um, but the thing is that Reagan went up against Michael Dukakis,
Yeah.
and I mean, have you heard about him before or since?
Nope.
All right, like
That guy that lost.
like seriously, Michael Dukakis going up against Reagan, that was like um that would have been like Urkel fighting Tyson in the 90s. It
Yeah.
just wouldn't have gone, it wasn't gonna go well.
Right.
You know,
No, it is
um
crazy. 149 states though.
The only
I
thing I can the only thing I can really comment with Reagan, I was born during the tail end of his presidency. So everything I know is basically things that I've learned over time. But like, he's the one who really pushed, trickle down economics, which is no, that doesn't work. And then like his war on drugs. Did
Yeah.
Dare actually help anyone?
Yeah, no, the war on drugs is terrible.
yeah,
They showed us drug paraphernalia. They had me thinking that people were just going to offer me free drugs when I grew up.
Never
Newsflash, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a little mad about that. I'm really aggravated.
Free
That
drugs
I,
is
I'm
rare.
I'm gonna be honest. I was expecting um things that I was expecting from school that have not happened. Um, I'm not having to worry about the quicksand nearly as much as I thought I was going to. Um, no one ever comes up to me and says, "Hey, man, do you want some drugs?" Because there were times in my life when I was like, "Man, I wish I could get some drugs," and nobody offered me drugs. It just never happened.
Terrible.
Okay,
Even if you're
that's the
looking
main
for the
reason,
drugs, sometimes
huh?
you can't find it. Even if you're looking for the drugs, sometimes you can't find it.
Yeah, I mean, I never was able to find the drugs to do the drugs. So, wherever that guy was, he was not around me at all. Um, and
Over for life, but not voluntarily.
you know,
No, the one expectation that at least TV had set for me that I was so disappointed in was when I got to high school, I did not want anything to do with any of my teachers. I was expecting at least one crush, but no, I wouldn't have touched not a one of them.
we're not going to talk about me teachers in high school. We're just not going to talk about it. But what we are going to talk about is the other thing that I'm really mad about is I got yelled at all the time that I wasn't going to have a freaking calculator in my pocket, and I walk around with a mini computer.
All the time.
I walk. I had computers back in the day that can't do a tenth of what this thing that goes in my pocket does.
Yeah, not even 100th. Yeah, it's crazy how much technology has evolved. Have you seen the Tesla robots? They're dropping for like $20,000.
I
I watched iRobot, and that's a no.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be creepy. It's insane that they can create a robot that can perform tasks like that. Thing can pick up a needle off a table and stuff. Perform tasks like that for the price of a cheap car. Yeah.
If it can pick up a needle off a
I was
table,
joking.
it can pick up a gun.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well, it's funny you say that because one thing I was half joking about. Do you remember the video game Detroit Become Human? I swear to God, that is now in spitting distance.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna be. I'm just saying, Blade Runner is coming.
I heard somebody say once that AI is going to do one of two things. It will either make our lives infinitely easier, or it's going to destroy us all. My takeaway from that is one way or the other, it's almost over, and I'm taking the win.
Well, like here's the thing: we've got two possibilities with AI. Either A, we are, and understand. I got to do some sci-fi history for you. Do you know what happened before Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek universe became this utopia where humanity has now lives in like peace and the Earth is actually doing good, and we're out trying to explore the
You're lucky you asked
universe
that
and bring
question
peace to
with
the galaxy?
You're lucky you asked that before with Pitt not being here. But I know that there was like
Pitt,
a massive, there was a war right before that utopia. I don't remember the details, but I remember that there was one.
like the United States basically breaks apart. Okay, like the United States stops existing. There is actually a major war, and the war basically is everybody goes up against everybody. Basically, the worst possible scenario happens. We don't have World War III where we nuke the planet. Um, they weren't that stupid, but basically everybody just goes after everybody,
Let's hope
and
that.
it just becomes nuts. Um, and then, of course, as everything's starting to come down and alliances are starting to be formed, Zephram Cochrane in Star Trek First Contact uh, makes contact with the aliens for the first time, and then all of a sudden the whole world's like, holy shit, there's aliens. And that's how we get to the utopia, because we realize, oh, we're not alone in the cosmos. Which is what I think America tried to do like the past 2 years, and everybody's just like, we don't give a fuck anymore. Speaking of which, because we took up a lot of time with this whole political discussion, and this is why I avoid politics. I really hate talking about it, but it was the elephant in the room. So now that we've got that out of the way, and it's taken up half of the freaking show might run over. Sorry, guys. I want to talk about what would you do if you met an alien tomorrow and he asked you to come with him?
Bye. I'm out. This is obviously I'm gonna grab my wife and kids, but I'm not even thinking twice.
Where are we going?
I'll tell you, he just says, hey, look, we're looking for somebody to be the ambassador of your planet. We want you. You coming or going?
Oh, that's wild. I'm staying, dude.
You're turning it down?
Yeah, as if it's just me. Yeah, I'd be able to bring some of my friends and shit. It'd be whack otherwise.
That's fair.
The alien's willing to negotiate. I'm sure they'd be able to. Yeah, we could fit in maybe 20 people. We can fit 20 people. We got a big enough spaceship. We can fit 20 for the party. Come on, let's go.
And these aliens are speaking English. It's not like really hard to understand what they're saying. So maybe I might be getting it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, of course the aliens are speaking English. They're down here talking to you.
All right, wonderful. Yeah, so then I might run it if I get to bring 20 of my folks.
Yeah, bring a small bus full. You can bring that much. Who knows what the aliens are negotiating. They want you, and they're willing to negotiate to get you. Are you going to negotiate with them, or are you going to be like, hell no, I ain't doing that?
I mean, I guess I hope they would show me some pictures of the place we're going. I don't want to go to some desolate hellscape. So
they're not taking you to a desolate hellscape. Obviously, you're becoming an ambassador. You're going to go to some galactic Senate thing and sit there and be like, I'm the ambassador for Earth, and what the hell?
Yeah, just some big ship. That would suck too.
Probably going to be some big ship, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sitting above somewhere. It's just how it goes sometimes, man. The aliens just do alien things. It's what happens. So Eli, you're bouncing with the aliens
without a second thought. Again, my wife and kids is not negotiable. It's an all or nothing thing. But as far as bringing along a few friends, I'm willing to negotiate that. I would like to not be the only human up there. I would like to have some people that I can actually talk to, on just a friendly, a casual basis. But if they say no, but I can still take my family, I'm probably still going to
go. So here's the thing, okay? Do you just take couples with you when you go? Because I mean, do you take your single friends and hope that he is able to find an alien that he can hook up with 100,000 light years from home?
Well, it worked for Kirk.
Can they interspecies breed like that? You know?
I don't know. I don't know. That's one of the many questions that we would have to ask.
Yeah.
You know, could A and B possibly interact? Yes, obviously. There are ways to make things happen. Could it produce another life? Well, that's the $64,000 question.
Yeah.
Well, if the answer to that question is no, that might, depending on your outlook and what you actually want, that could actually be a positive. Because if you can't breed or procreate, whatever, if you can't with the alien species, that means you are effectively shooting blanks, and you can shoot up the club whenever you want with no consequence.
Just straight shoot up the club.
For sure.
For sure. If you're shooting blanks, you can shoot up the club. That's always good to know.
You totally won't get stopped and questioned even about that.
You know, it also means that you're not going to have to worry about Xanthar showing up with the plasma disintegrator because you knocked up his sister and
Very true.
he expects you to go be a good, reliable baby daddy and
Well,
everything. No.
actually, you know what? That reminds me. I would have one question before I get on the ship. I have to make sure that there's no Xenu here, because if there's a Xenu and the Scientologists are right, I might be piped if I get on this ship. Like, I don't think it's going to end well for me.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah, so the question is wait. Y'all got a Xenu?
Right. If the answer is no, I'm in.
You find out that every third alien is named Xenu. Like that.
Well, in that case,
name
my
is as
follow-up
common as John.
in that case, then my follow-up question is I need to make sure there's not like an evil overlord by that name. Because I'm like, I don't literally everything I know about Scientology was on the South Park episode, but I did do enough research to find out they did not make up not one word of that episode.
They didn't make up the Mormon episode either.
Nope.
South Park is it's bad that South Park is the most accurate show when it comes to religions.
They're on par.
Like if you want to know about a religion, just watch South Park.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite parts where they touched on religion is that they made Satan the bottom.
Very true. And Saddam
You know,
Hussein.
honestly, South Park Satan is probably the best Satan ever, and I wrote my own version of him. And I don't think I mean, and I'm not talking about Lucifer because their Satan is not Lucifer. Their Satan is Satan.
Yeah.
Their Satan is not Lucifer. It's Satan.
Yeah,
Which,
Satan.
by the way, for those of you that don't know, Lucifer and Satan are not the same person. And that's actually biblical fact. Lucifer is a fallen angel. Satan is a completely different entity entirely and is actually considered to be the evil equivalent. Not as far as strength wise, but as far as he's the overlord of all of evil and things like that.
I was about to say Peter. I was about to say Peter Stormare. I don't know. He played a good one, but that was still Lucifer.
Yeah, if you're playing Lucifer, you're not playing Satan. You can say you're playing Satan, but you're not, because they're actually two entirely different entities.
End of Days. That was a good depiction.
Yes, it was. Might have to do an episode on the depictions of Satan.
Little Nicky.
See, Little Nicky had the best. Okay, I take it back. South Park Satan is second best. Little Nicky Satan is the best.
Papa's chicken is fucking awesome.
Papa's chicken is the shit, isn't it?
And then he just made tits pop out of the guy's head.
He's wearing a bra on it.
And literally for the rest of the movie, he's just called him Tithead.
Bite his fucking head off. Oh, okay. All right. So moving forward, because we still got to get to some things for this episode. I'm glad we've discussed the alien issue, but now we've got to get into the Cryptid Championship. Now, Josh,
Shit.
you were around when it was the state cryptids.
Yeah.
We moved up to the nationals.
Oh shit.
Lizard Man won, and now we're going national. Okay, and
Yeah.
so let me show you guys the bracket real quick.
Lizard Man's who I chose.
Huh?
Lizard Man's who I
Lizard Man
chose.
was, yeah, Lizard Man is the South Carolina winner.
Yeah, dude's
So let
back.
me show you guys the bracket real quick. You guys are going to really enjoy this. Yes, I know.
Yeah, I was about to actually Google because I know you shared something like that the other day, but I didn't know. I was about to Google the names and look them up here.
So here is the bracket. Um, and oh, it doesn't have the update, but last week Alabama won. This bracket is not updated. Well, we'll have to work on that. All right. So anyway, last week Alabama won, and that led to this week Arizona and Maryland going at it, as well as we're going to be looking at Alaska and Massachusetts. So Arizona, um, they're they've got this interesting cryptid, and I'm gonna pull it up and let you take a look at him. He's a nice guy. Arizona has their own version of Bigfoot called the Mongolian monster, and this guy is just he's not exactly what you'd think when you think of, big bad guy. Let's get a image of Mongolian monster up here.
Okay, I
Um,
was about to look it up. I'm like, huh?
uh, yes, there we go. We're gonna share this image with you guys, so you guys can take a look at the Mongolian monster, because this is going to be our. I'm sorry, I'm using my touchpad, and so I don't have my mouse set, so my touchpad is being a bit of a pain in the butt because I'm using it with the wrong hand. But this is him, ladies and gentlemen, the Mongolian monster. So take a look at this guy here. So this
Oh
guy is a
shit.
version of Bigfoot. He's kind of burly, kind of beefy. Might be something to be worried about there. You know,
No, that guy
uh,
lives down the street from me.
I'm pretty sure I've met this guy somewhere in a dark alley and I didn't like it.
Yeah, no,
Um,
he lives in Cottonwood, Arizona.
It kind
okay,
of looks
so you've
like
seen him before.
it almost kind of looks like Man Thing from Marvel, which is
He
basically Swamp
Kind of
Thing.
does. He kind of does. But whereas the Mongolian monster is a version of Bigfoot, kind of. He's been known to inhabit the areas in Arizona since, you will not believe this, the days of, he's actually an old tribal legend,
where at
a
in
tribal
Arizona?
legend
I
from
believe I
way
saw
back
a totem
when.
pole on Google just now.
Yeah. And unfortunately, my image of Chessie, I clicked the wrong thing, so it just tried to save it. Let me open the image in a new tab. Now, he's going up against this guy right here. This guy right here, who we're about to look at, his name is Chessie. He is the Chesapeake Bay Monster. The Chesapeake Bay Monster, for those of you who don't know, Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. Now, he was rumored to have been around by Native Americans and things like that, but the first official recorded sighting was actually by helicopter in the 1950s when the harbor master was going through and saw a very large serpent-like creature in the waters of Chesapeake Bay and reported. This is the first real recorded one. Now, granted, there was a legend, but this is the recorded sighting. Somebody saw that guy right there.
How
Chessie.
big is this
Now,
dude?
he is expected to be between 30 to 50 feet.
Oh shit, dude! He's gonna destroy my homie.
he
Like I
he he
said, this
looks
is
like he looks like a cross between Loch Ness and a T-Rex.
Right, that's a problem, dude.
now. See, here's the problem: is that Chessie is generally docile, has never caused any problems, whereas the Mongoloid monster has at times uh, destroyed campsites, ran people off. It's never hurt anybody particularly,
Never
but that
ripped
doesn't
anything
mean that it
off.
couldn't.
Yeah.
So the Mongolian monster has a history of violence, has a history of destructive behavior. Jesse just kind of pops up and is swimming around, not causing any problems,
I don't know.
just
Them teeth.
chill.
Legs.
Those teeth say otherwise.
Yeah.
Those
Nah,
teeth
Chessie.
say that it is a predator in the water. Doesn't say that it's aggressive.
Yeah. Does it
I
have
mean,
legs?
it just might, you know, it just might like eating other fish.
Does it have legs though?
Flippers. It has flippers.
Okay, so where's the setting? Is it in water or out of the water?
Yeah, because you got
Well,
one that's a water and the other's in desert. So
We're doing swamp
that is
again.
the big problem. If we were to figure out an in between, Chessie can't get out of the water.
Yeah. So
So the only thing would be the
2
Mongolian
feet deep
monster
water,
coming to Chessie.
or 3 feet deep water.
so
It was up in the
because the fight would pretty much have to be on Chessie's turf because he can't leave the water.
Yeah.
He's got home field advantage, and I think that's going to have all the difference because
shadow.
also
We
looking
didn't
at
say the fight had to be on Chessie's turf. We said Chessie was stuck.
Yeah.
Could not really get out of the water. So if the Mongolian monster moved the fight to where he could get out of the water, catch his breath, and then go back in.
Oh yeah.
like Namor. Okay,
So it's the Mongolian monster like intelligence level of a human type of thing.
Supposedly, these creatures are beyond intelligence levels of the human. In fact,
Okay, cool.
oh
the
shit.
Native Americans who used to believe in them look at them as nature spirit guardians and guides.
So is
They
this dude
actually have
allowed to
the
like?
wisdom of
Is this dude allowed to use weapons?
yeah.
All right. So the fucking Mongolian monster, 100%. This dude wins.
You see,
I might have to agree with Josh. It's a conditional thing because where the fight takes place is going to have all the difference. Now, if the Mongolian monster can actually just like attack from the shore with a crossbow, bow and arrow, rocks,
right.
yeah, they would have to take it. However, with as much hair as it has, if it sets foot in the water and all that hair starts soaking up the water, he is DOA.
I'm gonna get so tired so quick.
Mm-hmm.
so
He's
conditionally,
smarter than humans. So this
they are
dude, if he's
they're
allowed,
smarter than most humans. Yes.
yeah, if he can get to shore, wins.
If it is smarter than most humans, and I think at least half of us would know better than to set foot in the water, and that means he's attacking from the shore. Yeah, I don't see Chessie getting this one. You can't win if you can't even reach him to fight.
Right.
And like I said, whereas Chessie is stuck in the water, the Mongolian monster has the ability to go in and out of the water.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Mongolian
he
monster.
can get underwater. That hair might weigh him down, but if he's wore Chessie down, and because he can use weapons, he can get a sharp stone or something. He can get in there. He can get a good grapple in. He can start stabbing Chessie. I mean, yeah, Chessie's a 50-foot monster, but Mongolian monster's an 11-foot freaking ape-like, super smart humanoid creature.
Yeah, the Mongolian monster is my boy. He's from Arizona too, so I'm going. Sure.
I think I'm gonna
Strong
have.
for Arizona.
Yep, I'm gonna have to agree with that, and that's only because he can attack without having to get in the water.
My friends, I'm going to put this down as the Mongolian monster has won this fight. The Mongolian monster takes out round 2, and he moves forward into the next wave of the bracket. Now, we're trying to pull a 2 for today. So, I'm sorry, Chessie. We've got to move to the next one.
Sorry,
I
Chessie.
just can't stay on you. And understand, I think it's a close fight. I honestly do. I think it's a close fight. I think Chessie stands a chance of fighting this one till it is a very, very close fight. But I just because Mongolian Monster is more intelligent and just he's ready for it. So the next thing that we've got, if you look at the bracket, is our next up is going to be Alaska versus Massachusetts. And so when I looked up these two, Alaska, I'm going to bring up Alaska second. I want to bring up what Massachusetts has. You guys have got to see this guy. He is called the Dover Demon. Okay. And let me see if I can get him up. Come on. Pull up his info.
Yeah, I'm over here looking it up on my phone as soon as you say the name. Like
The Dover Demon. This guy right here looks creepy as hell. Like, I'm just saying, if I'm out in the woods and I see something and it's this dude, I'm bowing out.
Oh yeah.
this,
dude.
I'm going
this
up.
looks
Look
like
at
an
this guy.
X Files
This guy.
episode.
This
Dude
is
does look
something
pretty
straight out of the
creepy.
X-Files, right?
He looks like he's not a good hunter. Like he's
Well, I
living
mean, he looks like he's,
very
I was going to say he's more of a crackhead, I think. I think the way, I think he's a crackhead, This guy was first seen, he was actually only seen a couple of times. And the thing is that he was seen by several young men
It's just
all
some
at the same
crackhead.
time.
No.
He apparently, huh?
I'm laughing because no, he looks like preemie Gollum.
Yeah, he's just
Did you
some.
just say preemie Gollum?
Yes.
He's just some half-naked crackhead out in the woods. His cheeks are all sunken in, so his eyes are kind of popping out. They're all red and irritated. He lives in the woods. He got some dust
Like,
in
he's
him.
going to pop up and you and be like, hey, man, buy me a 40-ounce for my birthday.
He's all
Yo, man, let me get $20. I'll get you these cheeseburgers.
Man, I got these
I got these
cheeseburgers. Man.
cheeseburgers, man. You walking around, gonna look at you and go, I suck your dick. No, back off. I don't know what you do to it. Anyway, I feel bad for this guy. I really do. Not
guy
just
loses.
because he looks like a crackhead, but because he's going up against Alaska. And let me read you just the name of Alaska.
It's a grizzly bear with
It's
mane.
Huruk. Tis Huruk.
Say that again?
Tis Huruk. It is an Inuit legend.
It's a grizzly
Okay?
bear with mane, Sean.
No, buddy.
Oh.
No. This is not no grizzly bear. You thought Chessie was big? Let me just show you this mofo. That is Tzurek.
Oh hell no.
Nah, yeah, that thing wins. 100%.
He is the ice god of the Inuit people, or the ice water god of the Inuit people. Let me try and read this out to you. In the Inuit religion, the Tzurek is a mythical, large, serpent-like creature that inhabits the waters near Key Island. It is said to have a head that is 2 meters in width. Just its head. Just the head is 2 meters. So whereas Chessie was about 50 foot long, maybe a 3-foot head, maybe.
This thing
has
can
a
get out of the
2
water.
meter. Just the head is big enough to swallow the Mongolian monster. Like, he could just open it up and swallow him whole.
Yeah,
This-
this thing can get out of the water too.
This looks like something out of Tolkien's Legendarium.
Yeah, like this thing. I'm not sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Dover Demon is a pretty freaky creature. I wouldn't want to run into this thing. The Dover Demon was first sighted on April 21st in 1977 by a 17-year-old named Bill Bartlett. The creature was 4 foot tall with glowing orange eyes, no nose, mouth, and a watermelon-shaped head. He was then sighted by another boy just down the street, and by another boy on another street in the same town the following night. They all drew sketches of the same creature, and what he is compared to is, and I don't know if you've heard of this or not, um, Kentucky's going to be coming up soon, and they have a cryptid that is the Kelly Hopkinsville goblins, and they were believed to be aliens. So the Dover demon is actually believed to be an alien, and I just don't think Tzuruk is really going to care. I think he's going to eat the Dover demon in one fell swoop.
You think?
I'm inclined to agree with you. And so I'm over here. I'm trying to look it up on my phone because one question that I had is basically if he is confined to the water. But in this case, even if he can't get out of the water, I don't know if there's anything the Dover demon can do to him.
Ain't messing with that, dude. Nah. And I feel like it's kind of unfair to have gods in the cryptid category because this is like, and
Well, I thought it said he was a god, but he's actually not a god. And understand, this is Alaska; they don't have a lot, so they just kind of gave me what they had. And this is their cryptid.
more.
This
And
actually, this almost seems like an Inuit Jormungandr.
He is an Inuit Jormungandr. You're absolutely correct.
It's a Jormungandr. Well, this dude
The
is
world serpent.
OP. This dude's definitely OP.
Yeah, he's going to be problems.
I mean, Lizard Man.
Sometime later on down. But I think the Lizard Man's going to be able to put up the fight. Let's not forget we got the Mongolian monster that can think on his feet. These battles. There's time. There's time. But I think this is going to right now. This is our front runner for the finals.
Number one seed, we think.
I think this is the number one seed. I don't know who the other one is, but I think when we get to the finals, he's going to be lasting. Alaska is in it to win it.
Ringer.
Especially when Texas is coming with shit like Chupacabra.
Yeah, I'm going with this thing. Now, I was just looking it up on Google. Apparently, it is a sea serpent. So yeah, when I say Jormungandr, that's actually not far off. I don't know if he's as big as Jormungandr, but the same rules apply more or less. It's a sea serpent. He can't leave the water, so he might not be able to get out to get to the Dover demon, but the Dover demon can't do shit to him.
Yeah.
Like,
the thing is the Dover demon's just got to get close enough for him to lean forward and go,
Well,
it's a one bite.
And that actually is probably what would happen. The way that I see this fight playing out is he would not even surface until the Dover demon gets close enough. He would do the basically like alligators, how they stay like just under the water, and then once you're in range, they just get you. I think this is how this is going to play out.
Kill. This is a one-hit kill.
Yep.
Yeah.
For this, I 100% believe. Like I said, I felt for the Dover demon. I mean, I did the lineup with the states before I found out what the cryptids were.
Yeah, how the Dover demons.
I really did not.
Dead before he even had a chance to try.
Yeah, like I literally lined up the states, and then I put the cryptids together. And literally, I went by and I did, the first 26 broke them down, and then I put the next set in, and this is what we got. Like the A's and the M's kind of ran together, and.
Do you remember the episode of Martin when he was boxing?
Yes.
You just put Martin up against John Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, I really did. like, and I apologize. I really do. But understand that eventually, whether it was the Tzuruk or some other cryptid, the Dover demon is just not going to last. And the Dover demon is officially out of this year's competition. The Tzuruk moves forward. So our winners so far, after 3 rounds, we have
Lizard Man.
We have the Lizard Man is actually going up in the next round. But we have Maine's Spectromoose. We have the Tzuruk, and the Mongolian monster. So Maine, Alaska, and Arizona are going to be moving forward. Coming up next week, we're going to look and we're going to be finishing out this first round. We're going to have Arkansas versus Michigan. That's going to be interesting, and California versus Minnesota. So that's going to be what's happening next week when we get into this again. But I don't know how they're going to compete with the Tizeric going on down the road.
I wonder if that's going to play out the same because Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes. So
Oh shit! Another big serpent monster.
it could be.
let's just look ahead and see what Minnesota. Let's get a preview. Minnesota is not going to be bringing. Minnesota's state cryptid is the Wendigo people.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's
I
the
don't know if
Wendigo.
he can be.
That's
I don't know if he's going to go all the way, but I mean, Wendigo's not to be fucked with.
like understand the Wendigo. We got the Rougarou from Louisiana. I'm pretty sure there are some front runners I'm going to call right now that are going to be going at least to the semifinals. The Wendigo, the Rougarou, the Lizard Man. I'm just saying, Josh, you're from Arizona, so yours is already in,
Yeah.
right? So you got your boy from the Mongolian monster has already taken his spot, and I think because of um, his status and his advanced intellect, he's going to go further than a lot of other suspected Bigfoot wannabes.
Yeah, because he
Because
can
not,
too.
yeah, not
Yeah.
all of them are, like the Florida skunk ape.
Yeah.
The Alabama white thing was taken out last week, by a freaking gigantic moose, which I feel like the Tizeric would eat the gigantic moose. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's a lunch.
Yeah, I mean, we're just putting, the 15-foot moose versus the Tizeric.
The Mongolian monster with an AK versus the Tizeric there.
I mean, if he had prep time, if the Mongolian monster had prep time and a way to get to the arsenal, it is entirely possible the Mongolian monster, by the time we get to the end of this, could show up.
We are not going to Batman this cryptid tournament.
A grenade launcher shows up in
Just gonna let Josh show up and explain to me on every episode that the Mongolian monster bites how far he's advanced at this point. Like, understand, John, the Mongolian monster is just gone, and he's created rail cannons that he carries into battle now.
He's in a fighter jet this time.
He now has a mech.
He just graduated from Top Gun, and he's now taking that.
The Mongolian monster's call sign is Maverick. And he says that this guy's call sign is Goose. I don't know what that means.
Not good.
It's just, I'm gonna look ahead real quick since we're looking ahead. Eli, we know what I've got. We know what Josh has got. I feel like everybody should see what's coming from Ohio, what Ohio's cryptid is.
It's not a meth head?
Huh?
I said it's not a meth head?
No, it's not a meth head. Eli,
Skinny guy in the woods, though.
you should know Ohio didn't really come to play for this one. I'm just going to let everybody see what Eli is bringing to the cryptid fight. The Loveland Frog.
Oh, God.
A 4-foot tall frog, people.
I mean, to be fair, so Ohio has like 5 or 6 cities, and then when they stereotype it as cornfields, that's what it is. I happen to live in one of the cities, but it's otherwise just cornfields.
So, Eli, I feel sorry for you. I don't think Ohio's going to make it through. But, you never know, because Ohio's going to be going up against Where's Ohio at? Oh, you're going up against Kansas.
Nothing in Kansas. It's the Wicked Witch of the West.
Monster from the monster in Kansas is probably Toto. Dun, 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 dun. Sinkhole Sam. So you got a chance. I think you've got a chance there. Um, going up against Sinkhole Sam in the future. We will be doing that one. Uh, you know, maybe.
I
I
mean,
don't know. Let's see what Sinkhole Sam actually is.
I would advocate that the Loveland Frog, even though Loveland, I believe, that's around Cincinnati area. Loveland Frog. I mean, if he brings some water from Lake Erie, that's flammable. So he.
He's just gotta rely on the fact that there's so much pollution in Ohio that it should make it so that he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much his best shot. I'm not really sure the Ohio River's much better, but I know Cleveland managed to set the lake on fire like 3 separate times.
Yeah, well, um, yeah. I mean, it's been at least 3 times that I've heard of. So,
Very cool.
yes, that's where we're at with the Cryptid Championship. Um, Josh, anything to add?
Check out the Josh and Paulie show on Spotify, Metal Cross Radio on Tuesdays.
Oh, wait. Would you rather check out the Josh and Polly show on Spotify, or would you rather get teabagged by Donald Trump?
Oh God,
Just asking.
that's a fuck.
I'm
That's a
going
fuck
with
up.
checking
Would you
out the
rather?
Josh and Polly show.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure.
going with it. You know, you're not sure. Okay, that's it. That I never thought he would say I'm not sure to that, Josh. I don't know what to think of you at this point now. Other than, let me see if I've got it up here, because now that I'll do it next time I've got Josh on. Everybody's been waiting. I don't need to scare the children with the creepy.
Do you think they're orange?
Where's it at? What?
The balls, I mean.
Yep. No, God, no. I don't even want to think about that. Why would you put that image in anybody's head? Are they orange?
No, you know what's funny? We literally just saw Adam Sandler's Big Daddy on TV just a little bit ago, and he got the scene. It was like, you're gonna miss it when you got that old guy on top of you with his loose skin and old balls. Gross.
I remember
just
that.
want to add. I just want to add this real quick to everybody's. The reason Josh would say something like that is because, in reality, ladies and gentlemen, where's that? I think it's right here. Josh is actually Lex Luthor in disguise.
I'm the villain.
He's the villain. Yeah, that's the work in progress for the poster. Nobody else needs to see that. That's the work in progress. It's Josh's headshot for the Valmont poster that's going to have the entire cast and crew on it that we will have up on our Printify pop-up store, which you can just go to Printify and look for the Carolina Storyteller. You can get merch to support not just paranormal, the Carolina Storyteller, and Valmont, the Black Raven Chronicles. I've kind of been slacking today because I haven't had the banners going. We've had a few issues and hiccups, but don't forget, come and catch us at Atomicon on May 3rd and 4th at the Trident Technical Conference Center in North Charleston. There's going to be authors, podcast, vendors, cosplay test. The Valmont cast and crew is either going to be there in person or via some sort of technical uplink, which I'm still trying to get worked out with Trident Tech, where we're going to all kind of get together and hang out and answer your questions. And of course, Valmont, the Black Raven Chronicles, will be dropping episode 3 on January 1st at midnight. I mean, not January 1st, February 1st at midnight. So be sure to catch episode 3, where you can catch Eli and Josh. Josh at his most evil and creepiness. I hate to say it, but I think Josh is just the show's villain from here on out. I was going to cast him in a different role for season 2 and 3, but I'm just like, I'm just gonna find a villain and put Josh next to it every time I cast a villain now. Don't worry though, I am giving you a demon in one of the seasons.
Oh, very cool.
I figured you'd like that. Anyway, Eli, anything for you to add before we get out of here?
Pretty much just what he was talking about with Valmont. Excuse me. You can always catch me in my co-host pit, doing Men Behind the Curtain. I recommend YouTube because, as you've seen here, I'm expressive. My face and body language. I'll communicate a lot more through video that you don't get on Spotify. But if audio is your flavor, we do have a few different audio platforms. We do a weekly show, usually post. We've been playing with the published date, but I might see about actually like live streaming it once I get my new laptop here, probably in about a week.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's all for the show for Eli and Josh. I am Jonathan Miller, the Carolina Storyteller. I want to thank you guys for coming to see us. Remember to support the show by going to patreon.com/the Carolina Storyteller. And we will see you next time. Stay spooky, my friends.
Peace.